Thanks again. We are seeing me again once, second time to be on stage. The topic which we got is like the first one, industry best practices help organization to move forward. This is to me like would be is in line with what the artist is about. Here we have different best practices related to different industries, different functionalities. The topic also more relevant. See the first one, we are talking about the ITIL versus Scrum and the Agile versus the PMP, Project Management Professional, and the Six Sigma versus the ITIL, the ISO versus CMMI. So each one has proven its role just in their industry, but again, we are kind of having a number of practices. So it means that there is many best practices, not only single one. And the debate is, I think, mostly going to be which one is the topic itself is trying. It sounds to me that the best practices itself will lead to success. To me, like when we say that the industry is not just the practices, all they need is it need the people. We need the practices and more about the organization and the environment. These are the four key factors to success of any best practice. There is no common statement that with the PMPs I can attain a particular project within a particular time. Or if I say Six Sigma, I can achieve this much of quality. There is no guarantee. Right? If I follow the CMMI processes, I will be the best in my this one. There is no such statement in the industry. So we have the best practices, but we need to find out how best we can use them according to our organizations. So that's what we did about, and all the debate will be moving around this one, in my perspective. And I'm going to hear
You are speaking for
Paul.
Thank you, judges, for giving me an opportunity to speak on this topic. Industry best practices help organizations move forward. Absolutely not. They don't. Absolutely not. They don't. And that's what I feel. There are so many organizations where we have seen where they have just imitated from the West, brought those practices to India or followed up in the organization, and actually they have terribly failed. Things like Six Sigma or Lean or Being what was not at all required in the organization, but just for the sake of doing something, just for the sake of doing the special initiatives in their organizations, they have failed. There are a lot of people, I'm sure, who personally feel they have seen certain examples where things were as simple as like call volume was high. What was the whole purpose here? Staffing was the issue. Delivery managers were saying it's staffing the issue. But still, because the delivery head was from a different company and because he was driving Six Sigma there, said no, don't give me the answer now. Sir, I know the answer. No, I don't want to hear the answer. First do the Greenbelt project, then let's find out the cause, and then let's get to know what is the solution. But I'm telling you, sir, why do you want to waste 6 months? The problem is staffing. Let's not get into the issue. Let's follow the industry best practices. So with this, I close my introductory session and we'll start off with the debate.
Basically, I hear that what they are saying. It is common, very common. We can hear these kind of statements, but to me, it is a kind of immaturity. We need to balance the practices with the people, because the practices alone stand alone. It is not stand alone. It involves the people. It involves the organization's environment. It involves the organizational factors and the environmental factors. So, if I take a particular practice and if I give it to you one particular, for example, I take in one particular build a park, and I can give it to a person which completed a master's technology in particular area, fine arts. And if I can give it to a raw person like who are traditionally involved in that one, who makes the better call? As I said, like earlier, we have debated in the context which one is that the McDonald's burger is better or the roadside one is better. So it depends. Like we have to be a judge. The best practices are proven that they are generally accepted anywhere, but Again, it is not alone. They never say, for example, if I take a PMP, it is a framework. It is not a something like it is a, you have to follow this by step 1, step 2, step 3. You will be right there on the top, your final step. There is no such statement from the best practices of PMP. What PMI says, these are the best practices. It is the most of the cases, these processes are proved they are successful. Maybe 80%, or maybe 90%, or maybe 50%. Again, what they say is that's what every process there is a last section called tailor. So we need to use that particular section to use that particular practice in accordance which suits for our organization needs. Otherwise, like most of the cases, if I take for the simple part thinking, if I try to build a one highly qualified person, he may try to use his own practices and it may not be ended up with a good result. Because if a 50 people company, if I get all the good best practices, because definitely there is a cost involvement and it is not a practice. The people should know the practice, then only it will work out. If I say, okay, this is the Six Sigma green belt or black belt or this is that belt, after saying all these ones, unless if somebody says that we have to use it or if the people have a buy-in, then it won't work. So if we need to have a balance of the practice, definitely with the buy-in of the people to make it.
So Venkat has actually made my life easy now here. So he's actually talking in favor of me. So he's fully acknowledging the fact that industry best practices are not the only way to go forward, but rather we need to really think of the other aspect as well. So thank you, Venkat, for that. Now next question, Venkat, is that like not every shirt fits everyone, or not every shoe size fits everyone. So the same is the fact is what probably has worked good in US that does not work, it works well in Europe. So I am of the opinion that not everything will fit everything. So the like ideal process or which has been defined probably in US may not work in country like India at all, because here the people's mentality is different. Over there people are very much process oriented. Be it from the car parking itself. You're not supposed to park in the handicap area, they will not. Here they will park even on the footpath. Okay, on the handicap area. So here I don't think that best practice will work out here. So what is your stand on that?
It is a little bit change the stand on this one. I'm not talking about the initially the comment is like the best practices are not required from your state. So what I'm trying to say is we need best practices plus we need people involvement in there. I'm not saying that only people will make the success or it is only the best practices will make the success. We need to have these 4 factors I said initially. So if I wanted to say that if the practices are buy-in from the people, then it will work out. If we say in US, their car parking and whatever they mentioned, if that kind of a process oriented, if they have the buy-in from the people, that's what it seems it is working in that particular place. And it won't, from our perspective, it seems it won't work it out because it is not the practice problem, it is the people problem. So we need to get the people's buy-in. Okay, this is the best practice which we are from industry. That's what most of the the companies over here in India is work for not their own. For example, my business of the company is to serve the United States projects. Definitely, I will work my own way in India, but I will give you your projects. It is not going to work. What we are going to say is, we are going for your CMMI process. We are qualified in that, give you your projects. So, again, otherwise they won't give the project because you guys know we are not following the process. So, it is not that I have the right people to get your particular project, I will get it done. We are not nowhere to get it done. No way you get projects on that best. We have to say, I am going to follow the best practice that you agree, and otherwise you are not even going to get the project initially itself. After getting it, we need to find out how best that suits our needs.
So I need a clarification here from Jeff, because I am going with the fundamental here that I have to go again and he has to go forward. If the participant is going again with my, so then it becomes a little difficult.
In fact, I want to interrupt. I just wanted to take a stand. Whatever he says you object, or whatever he says you should object. That will make it more of a debate kind of scenario.
One more.
Like you know, like a case of incident reduction case that why use 6 sigma when common sense can tell that we should increase the staffing. We should probably bring out a point to counter that. So that becomes much more an interesting debate. So instead of making, we make contradictory statements, so that will become an interesting debate.
So one more point. I believe the topic which you have got is industry best practices help organization to move forward, right?
Yes.
Okay. So in this case, what I have observed so far is that we have been talking about whether we need them or we don't need them. Point is, they help you move forward or not is the question. So topic itself doesn't say that you don't need it. Point is whether it will help you to move forward or not. Okay. Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
Okay, just to make it more exciting, and it's almost like 10 minutes now, and everyone and both of you are giving your viewpoint. Let's swap. Okay. So, and we now know the rules better also. So let's swap it. So you will speak for the practice, for against the practice, and you will speak for the practice. Is it fine?
No, I think the contradiction is like the statement is practices are in place.
And it's good for the industry. It is good for the industry.
For example, maybe like practices is there, it will help to move forward or it will stop or it will reduce. That's what I'm saying.
And you have to speak now against it.
Yes.
And you have to speak for that.
So now I'm actually in favor of industry best practices, help organizations move forward. So I come from this company called as General Electric, where we have this standard statement called as do not reinvent the wheel. So when somebody has already done the hard work, when somebody has already done research, analysis and all that, why do you really want to spend so much of your sweat again to really find out how to do things in right manner? GE has already done customer satisfaction effort and all that. They say, guys, just simply copy it shamelessly. You really don't have to use your brains out here. So now I feel is that this statement absolutely is correct. Best practices help organization because it helps us save time, saves us, saves cost, and also reduces training. So I am fully in agreement with this statement that best practices help organization move forward.
To me, the first question is like the best practices. For example, in my organization, for example, a Satyam or any Accenture or any kind of company which we are talking about, big measurements, they have a qualified PhD certified people. Will they guarantee that they are going to make it with the practices what they are following? All the project is going to be successful. When I say that it is now I am saying I am following the processes of CMMI, and can I guarantee that all projects are completely on time?
So the point here is that there will be at times when you will be in large organizations where you have to take a stand, either go for it or not go for it. So like take for example, now you are planning to fly to US and you want to basically have a stable stay. You don't know anybody there, you have not traveled over there, you don't have any friends and all that. But the only thing you know is, hotel industry standard is, if a hotel is star rating, definitely 90% I can be sure it will be a good hotel. However, if it is not a 5-star rating, the quality of service may or may not be good. At that time, if you are financially strong, you will say, let me go for 5-star rating hotel so that at least my decision making is at least 90% accurate. So here that's where what we are saying.